Welcome back. So, I'm sure there's many of you watching at home that have this same issue. I found a girlfriend a few years ago. We started watching motocross and supercross on TV. She really started to like Eli Tomac, thought the sport was really cool, and now she wants to learn how to ride. And I've been putting it off, feeding her every excuse in the book, trying to delay this inevitable moment, but regardless, here we are. Got Granddad's 230. You couldn't ask for a better bike to learn on, really. This is about as good as it gets. I found her, dug out my old gear. Real OGs will remember this from back in the day when I used to run this. It was the smallest gear I could find, but
massive.
But it's actually really good gear. So we've got a good set of boots. I think it's probably the most important thing. Helmet's pretty much equally important as well. She's running my helmet. If you're going to teach somebody to ride, please, seriously, or if you're going to learn to ride yourself, just at least make sure you've got boots, helmet, knee pads, and then long sleeves. So anyway, we've got it geared up right, we've got the right bike for her. Now it's just up to you.
No, you have to cut out the bits where I fall off.
If you're going to ride this bike right now, what would be the first thing that you would do?
Get on it?
No.
Well, put the helmet on.
Put the helmet
obviously.
on. All right, go on, let's put the helmet on. Okay, that's tied.
Yeah.
All right, got your helmet on. Feel good? Is that loud? All right, good. Now, what would be the next thing that you'd do?
Sit on it? Well, why not?
You remember there's something you have to do before you start the bike.
Oh, like the choke?
Yeah, that's one of them. What's the other thing?
Do you have to do that?
Get your hands out of your pants. That's the fuel. So you see where it says off and on, and then this one's also got reserve probably, which is, don't worry about that. But so on, you just get it pointing to on. Now the next thing on this bike in particular, which you wouldn't have seen before, is it's got a key.
Really?
Yeah, so you got to turn it on. Right, so it's on now. But what do you got to do before you hit the electric start button?
Get on it?
No. What would be bad if you...
Put it in neutral?
Yeah, so the way to check that is just to roll it.
Yeah.
Right, so it's definitely in neutral because it rolled.
Would it stop if it was in gear?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's heavy.
You're all right, put your kickstand up.
Where do I put my other foot?
On the ground. So this is your clutch. It engages sort of like here. It starts to engage. That's sort of your clutch right there. Okay?
Yeah.
This is your throttle, right? And I want you to remember this, Nicola, I'm serious. If it goes wrong, if you get scared, if it starts becoming too much, just let go of this. That's the one thing to keep in your mind always. If you let go of this, nothing bad can happen. Just wind it off, all right?
Even if I held here or something?
Yeah, even if you take your hand right off it. As long as you just turn this off, it'll stop doing bad things.
Because if you stall it, it'll just stop.
Yeah, if you stall it's not a problem, but whiskey throttling is the problem. That's why we've got this bike. It doesn't have much power. It's got maybe 7 horsepower, right? And that's what you want.
But apparently 1 horsepower actually is 23 horses or something. That's what I read.
I don't know about that, but this is your front brake, right? So this is the only brake I really want you to worry about today. It's not super powerful on this bike, but just pull it in slowly when you go to for your first time. Don't yank it on.
Yeah.
And here's your gear shifter, right? Do you know how a motocross gearbox is?
Does it one go one way and then the rest go the other way?
Yeah, good. So it's 1 neutral, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's in neutral now, so you go down to get into first, or if you went up, you'd go into second. All right, I think it's probably time to start the bike.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah, I know, but you'll be right. I just want you to start the bike, and it might take a little bit of throttle, just like your box car. And it should start up, and then I'll manage the choke from there on out, because this bike's a bit, doesn't like to cold start. But this is your first cold start. You're really going to get the old kill going.
Wow,
okay? So,
we don't know that.
So give her a 1 on the electric start. Good.
Like that.
Yep. Feel the throttle. You can wind it on a bit.
It's quite a lot quicker than I thought. Like,
The throttle. It's worse on that bike.
really?
Yeah. Bit more. Alright, just do this for a bit. You need it to warm up or else it's just going to try and die on you. Give it a bit of...
I like that.
You're a degenerate. There's kids watching. Right, so I think we're probably ready to start look at taking off, okay?
Yeah.
Clutch in. Now I want you to click down into first gear. Yeah, so you're in gear now. Alright, tiny little bit of throttle. And then we get off the throttle if anything goes wrong. Right, tiny little bit, you just hold it on. That's enough. That's enough.
And then just slowly let go of that.
Slowly let go. Bit of throttle, slowly let go. Okay, you got it, let the throttle off and it stops, you see? So, remember that. Go on, you can do it. Yeah, not quite enough throttle. Yep, that's first. And now just a bit more throttle this time. Good, nice. You put your feet up if you want.
I did it.
You're a freaking animal. You were just going for
I
it.
wouldn't say that.
Same thing, and you can pop your feet up this time. At this point, it's possible I gave her a bit of conflicting advice. Bit more throttle! More throttle! Throttle! More throttle! More throttle! But she didn't really listen to me. Oh, stop. Oh, well, she didn't stall it.
I can't see.
That's all right, mate. You don't need to see when you've got the need for speed. If you want, once you're up to that speed again,
Go into second.
up to second,
How do you do that?
I would just literally, riding along, I would do nothing different and just click her up, just slam her up,
No,
give
but
it
how do you do that?
up, just get your foot under and a big hard yank.
I don't know if I can do that while I'm going forward.
I think you can. Is she gonna hook second gear? That's the $1 million question. I think that was it. And after that, there was no stopping her. She's loving it. Look at that. It's like 20 kilometers an hour. This might look like super boring, I know, she's just putting around a field, but seriously, if you're the one on the actual bike and you haven't ridden before, it's frightening, it's exciting, and it's more than enough for you to be satisfied. She'll be having an absolute blast out there, and I'm surprised at how fast she's picked it up. But yeah, you watch dirt bikes and you think, oh, it's just like a push bike, but you don't have to pedal, that'd be great, it'd be so easy. But the things are so visceral and they vibrate and they really yank your arms and they...
I'm in third.
She's made it to third gear. They're quite scary. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like if you've ever driven a go-kart for the first time, they bounce across the track and they vibrate and you're going slow as and you're doing so many things wrong, but you're loving it. And a pro driver's just cringing, and it's the same thing with motocross. She's just putting around a field, but she's learning the clutch, she's changing up the gears, she's feeling the bumps on the ground, she's learning about how the bike engine brakes, how sensitive the brakes are, how to lean her body and turn because it's different than it is on a push bike, what to do with her feet. It's a lot to take in, and she'll be having an absolute ball out there.
Can you give me one for Christmas?
Give me one for Christmas. What have I done? Dirt bikes are awesome. I'll give you an idea of just how awesome they are.
Can I get one for Christmas?
You like it?
Yeah.
What's your favourite thing to do?
go fast.
You like the accelerating?
Yeah, I like it when it vibrates.
That's really not the point of dirt bike riding.
No, it's fun because you can feel the engine and you're like going fast, so you can feel it go fast. But I don't like going over the bumps because this happens. So that's a bit of a downer, but when I can see, it's alright.
Unfortunately for her, I'd grown bored of the proceedings by this point, so it was time to up the ante.
We're going into stunt mode. I'm marking out your line so you can't miss it. And she's gonna do this frickin' X Games round of dirt.
Do you want me to come there?
Hell yeah, my dude! Uh-oh. More throttle! Oh. Bit fast, eh?
Yeah.
Hang on, I'll teach you something. No throttle, right?
Yeah.
You can... That's when to apply throttle.
Okay.
You hear that?
Yeah.
That's when to start applying the throttle.
Yeah.
Right? You got it? Throttle. Yeah, nice. The first neutral hit. Good to get that out of the way. Here she is, stunned. She's already going to go for it. Oh! Look at that!
Bolstered by this newfound affinity, without me even telling her to, she went on a bit of an explore, where she took in some wildlife and even waved to the adoring crowd. And when she returned, safe and sound, like a good little adventurer, she was met by me, and I was bored again.
No! No.
We can do it.
That was too fast.
How many years would you say that you've been begging me to try this?
2.5.
2.5.
And finally, it's not even that big a deal. Like, why didn't you could have let me do it a year ago, and I would have, or even start, and I would have done the same thing.
Nah, you weren't ready. You hadn't watched enough Tomac. But what's the red button?
Oh yeah, subscribe.
Subscribe, right?
Yeah.
And also, if this video hits, how many likes?
1 million.
Okay, 1 million likes.
Yeah.
Starting an OnlyFans for Nicola, and we get motocross themed booty. Look at that. Look at that butthole right there.
You don't call it a butthole.
Well, there is literally a hole in the butt of your pants, so
Well, yeah, that's your fault.
that's what I was looking at, your
'Cause
butthole.
You make holes in all your pants.
Yeah, mate, I blow the backside out of them.
But I'm not Mexican.
Where are you from?
Paraguay.
Wait, what's your name?
Nicola.
Right.
Oh god.
I remember now. I'm terrible with names.
I need a new boyfriend then, if you can't even remember my name.
Alright, this is getting out of hand.
No, but jokes aside, I'm actually really proud of how she did. In hindsight, I think the reason I put this day off for so long was because I feared something might go wrong and she'd be put off forever, and it'd be my fault. Instead, she had a whale of a time, never coming close to any sort of a catastrophe. There was nothing to worry about. With sound advice on hand, which apparently even I'm capable of giving, anyone can learn to ride a dirt bike, and they can do it pretty safely. The only downside is she's got the bug now and has already been hounding me to take her again, so I've got a feeling this story's to be continued.